What's up, everybody? No countdown today. We getting right into it. Um, how's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing well. Um, if you notice, there's an empty seat. Denisha is not with us because Denisha is running late on the way home from getting her hair done. And you ladies know all about that. So she may come in while I'm on the air. Who knows? But we got to keep it moving, right? So, uh, good news and bad news. Let's do the bad news first. The bad news is we will not be streaming no more with our show on Facebook. That's the bad news. However, the good news is we have moved over to YouTube. Same title, A Piece of Us, so you can watch us every week on YouTube. Just if you don't know how to do it, just type in A Piece of Us, and we are excited because we have now reached 500 views. Yes, so we're excited about that. So we'd like to say thank you to everybody that has subscribed to our channel and that has been watching us on Facebook. But you can still continue to see us every week. Just switch over to YouTube. Go to YouTube and type in A Piece of Us and hit that bell. Give us a like. Now, 500 subscribers, that don't mean we are making any money off of YouTube. We're not, but it just helps us to move a little further. They have something called Super Chat, where I think it's if you wanted to donate something, you could or whatever. But we're not in the game for that. You know, we're all about giving information and we're all about learning. So today's topic is going to be about entrepreneurship versus job. I have been on both sides of the platform. I'll share a little bit with you later, but I know most of you think that all I do is just show up on the piano and voila, or the organ, and you know, he's got the amazing life. But no, I have a certain lifestyle, so you know, I work too. Well, I was working at FedEx, and I was actually there for 8 months. I lasted, and I was working overnight. Um, Many of you probably don't know. I went and got my CDL during COVID while y'all was in the house playing and cooking. I was out in the cold getting my CDL, so I wanted to put it to use and get some experience. So I worked for FedEx for 8 months. Let me show you. I think I got a little video just real quick. Let's get out of here. Yeah, buddy. Let's go. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I was moving like all kind of trailers. I was moving FedEx trailers. I was moving WalMarts. I was moving all kind of stuff all night while y'all was asleep. And then I would come home and sleep, and then wake up. And so yeah, I gave him 8 months, and then it got to the point where I felt like I don't belong here. So I pulled the plug. But grateful for the experience, but I don't think that's why God put me on this earth. Everybody has a calling. That's not my calling, but I'm grateful that I was able to be able to do it. I left on good terms, so if I ever needed to go back, I can. But prayerfully, I won't. So I like being on the entrepreneurial side of things, and that's what it is. Some people is good for, some people it's not. and some of y'all have entrepreneurial in you, and you thought about starting your own business. You have it in you, but you're just too scared because of fear to jump out there. But if God is taking care of you and looking out for you, hey, don't be scared all the time. And on the flip side, some of you don't want to do the work that it takes to be an entrepreneur. So you have to do more work to be an entrepreneur than on your job. So if you just want to go get a check, come home and have your happy life, then stick with that. But some people want more, some people want something different, some people want to be proud of a legacy that they have left behind. So I can speak about it because I've been on both sides of the platform. And I have a special guest that came to visit from Philly, her and some other friends. And she's been on both sides of the platform. And I asked her, could I interview her? She said yes. And she has an amazing story from Philly, um, Adrienne Cater. So I'm going to show you all a little video that we did where I interviewed her. What's up, guys? So today I'm excited. We have a special guest all the way from Philadelphia. And we're going to be talking about entrepreneurship versus being an employee. Have you ever worked on a job for so long and you're like, I wonder what would it be to start my own business? Or you may be a business owner and it's like, this is too much work. I'm tired of it. I think I just want a regular job. I ain't got to do all that accounting, receivables, and I'd rather just clock in and get my check every week. So if this interests you, this show is for you. All right? So coming all the way from Philadelphia, she came here to the Pugh Estate to visit us. And so we are so happy to introduce to you Miss Adrienne Cater. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. I love the introduction.
Yes, and you have an amazing story. I've been friends with you for years, and I've seen how you have grown from pain to happiness. Well, it started out as happiness, then it turned to pain, then it went back to happiness.
Right.
Because you're resilient. That's one thing about you. You're resilient.
Wow.
So, we're going to start from the beginning of your story. You were first an employee of FedEx, right? So you want to tell us a little bit about that and then how you
Absolutely.
transitioned into your own business.
Yes. So I started with FedEx back in 1987. Yeah, 1987. And I can honestly say that working at FedEx with under Fred Smith's tutelage as him being, the boss, he was really instrumental in teaching his employees what his business was all about. So I can actually say that even at 19 years old, it was a learning experience being an employee. He actually, unbeknownst to me at that time, he was preparing me really to run my own business. Understanding the concept of people, service, profit.
Yes.
He stressed that.
Yeah.
You treat your employees well as the people, they service your company,
Yeah.
and we all make out.
So I get it. While you were working a job, you were also expanding your mind like, hey, maybe one day I could run my own business, and these are some of the tactics I would need to use in order to elevate.
Absolutely.
So you were learning standard business principles
Yes.
as you went along, learning as you were growing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been on both sides of the platform, an employee and also a business owner. So I always say, no matter where you're working, it could be a McDonald's, always look around and find out how that business is running, because maybe one day you could own your own McDonald's. So don't just be there, I'm just going to flip burgers and get my check. No, look how operating. Because you never know what kind of business you're going to go in. But then you have some people like, I don't want to deal with all that. I just want to work, get my check. So if that's you, then don't worry about what I just said.
That part.
All right, so going back to your experience at FedEx, you learned a lot of business principles. What was the transition period like?
Right. So even at a young age, I can actually say at 11 years old, I always thought I was going to own my own business. I thought I was going to be in the beauty field. I was going to open a beauty salon with all the hoopla. So when I did, begin working at FedEx, and I found him to be a great mentor with learning business, I just kind of mentally took advantage of that. Um, and I stayed for 18 years.
Okay.
And
That's a long time.
It was a long time. Um, it was a great experience. He really put us in a position to win at his company. He wanted us all to win.
Yeah.
So I herniated my disc and I couldn't walk for 6 months.
Okay.
And I was like, wow, this is really all I know. I've been here since I was like 19 years old. What am I going to do?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess this is the time that I'm going to take this experience, and it's time for me to open up my own business. All those, visions of me being an entrepreneur, this is the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, what am I going to do? So a friend of mine had stayed in my ear about, you should open up a daycare out of your house. I was like, nah, FedEx is good. But then when I couldn't walk, I was like, hey, what about opening up that daycare in my house? And because the for some odd reason, the song played in my head, use what you got to get what you want.
Yeah.
It kept playing in my head.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, what do I have? Adrian, you have a house.
Yeah.
Use your assets to get what you need.
Yeah.
Hey, what about opening up that daycare in my house? So I started off with 6 kids in the house as a family daycare. And what can you do different that's going to stand you out? All these daycares, what are you going to do different? Well, have background in performing arts. I'm going to teach them how to sing and how to dance.
Yeah.
I'm going to teach the babies how to. So it became a performing arts daycare center that I worked out of my home
your house. Wow.
with 6 children.
Okay.
Yep.
And how long?
I started that, and when the state was like, well, you can't have more than 6 kids, I was like, well, I guess I got to go to school and get a degree.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. While the kids were napping, I had someone come and watch them while they napped. She fed them lunch, nap, and snack. By that time, I was doing a couple of courses at community college. I'd come back, wrap up my day, and I did that for about 3 years, and I opened up a larger center.
Oh, wow.
And then I went from 6 kids to 65 kids.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I think I can do. I think I like this. I like teaching children. I like mentoring children. So I stuck with it. But like we said, being an employee, it helps you understand. It gives you experience of working under someone else's business.
Yeah.
And then even when I began my own business, I didn't just go straight to 65 kids. I started off with 6.
Yeah.
It was manageable.
Yeah.
I learned the business. I learned how to work with teachers
Yeah.
and parents. I learned the business. I networked with other daycare providers and prepared myself to grow.
Oh, right.
Because a lot of times you think you're ready for the big time, and then you found out it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
And a lot of entrepreneurs say, oh, that's not for me, and they bail out.
Yeah.
But they worked backwards. You got to work forward.
Got to work forward.
Start slow. Don't push yourself too hard.
Yeah.
It takes time.
Right.
Amazon, he started off from what I understand, don't quote me, but they started in the garage.
Yeah.
He didn't start off like this.
Right.
You got to start somewhere.
Right.
So, yeah.
Wow.
That's how I made the transition.
So, going back, when I met you, you were not in the daycare business. You were in the restaurant business because we have a dear friend that contacted me and said, you need to talk to Adrian because she has a need for sound in her restaurant
Mm-hmm.
and music. So, I called you, you invited me to come by the restaurant, and it was this big, huge restaurant in Manayunk,
Yep.
PA.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
we just collaborated, and I guess I started bringing in lights and speakers. It
Yep.
was because you had an area for the stage, and people were coming to eat, and I was like, wow. And then always see people coming up to you like, hey, this, and they would look up to you like, this woman got it going on.
Wow.
But behind the scenes, they didn't know the struggle.
Mm-mm.
They didn't see you getting up at, what was it, 4 in the morning to do
Sometimes
food
didn't
prep.
sleep. That's right. Didn't sometimes did not sleep. Literally, we would on the weekends sometimes stay open until 4 o'clock in the morning to try to catch the after club people, and we would just go straight through the night. And next thing you know, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. We're doing breakfast on a Saturday morning.
Wow, that's a
But
lot of work.
you didn't even know that at the time I was still running my daycare.
Oh, I didn't know it. Wow.
I had the daycare and A's place on Main Street. And it just became this big, huge thing because I just wanted a breakfast spot. I just wanted to have a different stream of income. So I wanted the daycare. I thought I could do a restaurant. And I was presented with 10,000 square feet
Mm,
of
it was
a
huge.
building. And I had to figure out how to use this square footage to the advantage of the business.
Oh, wait a minute. Didn't I have like a little photography set up upstairs?
Right, that's because that you were doing more than just sound.
Right.
I said I think we were doing cameras or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think and you might have. No, I was wondering if you had just started the drone, but it was you were filling a whole lot of voids that I needed.
Yeah.
And all the help was just so necessary. You just need all hands on deck.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm talking about. Starting big when you really want to just kind of start small. I
Yeah.
just wanted a little breakfast spot.
And it
But
was big.
but it was experience. Me and my daughter, we both worked in it and she learned food, how to make big pans of food. Um, I got to meet everybody in the city when it came to entertainment, music, jazz, comedians.
Yeah.
Literally,
Yeah.
everybody was knocking on the door.
Yeah.
Hey, we want to use your stage.
Right.
Didn't know that was going to happen. I
Right.
had no idea.
Yeah.
Just fell in our
I
lap.
mean, it was popping. But
Yeah.
people, they see the fruit, but they don't see the labor.
Mm-mm. No,
And it was a struggle for you.
it was
So then, even though all that was going on, after that, there came even a more of a struggle, right? That you had to transition to that nobody knew
right,
and nobody saw your pain but you and your daughter and whoever else you told.
right,
But to the general public, oh, she got it going on.
right. And then they see the doors closed to the restaurant.
Right.
So then
Now,
you
how did that
disappear.
happen?
Well, it was just a bad deal with the owners. They
Yeah.
wound up selling the mall.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't tell me they were going to sell.
Mm-hmm.
Sold it to new owners. Didn't give me the liquor license at the time frame that they promised. They only gave me really, a small time frame to utilize it.
Yeah.
So I wasn't able to really capitalize on it. But when it was time to close, it was just time to close. It was just said, you know what? We were like Thelma and Louise. She was like, "You ready?" I was like, "Hold my hand, because we about to close these doors."
It was sad. I was sad.
People said they ran up and they was like, "Close? What?" And I didn't really have time to tell people because I had to just transition.
Yeah.
So we moved into a different phase. But that's entrepreneurial shit.
Mm-hmm.
It does not come without failure. Some aspect of something in there,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to have a downfall.
Yeah.
And if you don't use that opportunity to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep on going, then you're not an entrepreneur.
Now, when those doors closed, you could have just said, you know what, forget this. I'm just
gonna
going to
go
get
be
me
a
a regular
daycare.
job.
Yeah, I could have been
And I
anybody's
ain't got to deal
director.
with none of this. But it's something in you. You have a light inside of you that say, you know what? I'm going to do something else. And how did that happen?
So being as though, for one, I worked for FedEx for 18 years, so I was a driver.
Mm-hmm.
For two, I had a daycare for 18 years,
Mm-hmm.
so I networked with daycare providers. And then three, this monstrosity of a restaurant, we learned how to cater food in large portions. We
Yeah.
learned how to purchase.
Uh-huh.
We made connections with food vendors. So I was able to transition all three of my long term experiences in one business. So now I have a fleet of trucks that we deliver
Mm.
to daycare centers
Wow.
large pans of food.
Wow.
Everything that my life experiences were, I was able to wrap up into
And this
one
business is doing better than
I've
the
ever.
big restaurant where people think, oh, she got it going on, and they don't see you, but this business is actually doing better.
Right? And they don't even see me.
I love it.
Yes, yes.
I love it.
But
I'm proud of you.
thank you.
That's what you call being resilient. You know, just able to bounce back from problems and troubles.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's good.
Yeah, I
That's
appreciate
good.
that. If I can, tell my story and help elevate somebody's way of thinking of, wow, you know what? I understand that, then that's a good thing.
Yeah.
The story can help people.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So what would you say to a person that's working on a job right now that has an idea, hey, maybe I should start my own business? What kind of advice would you give them?
I would say, don't keep thinking about it. Just do it.
But that's easier said than done, because what if we have, like, if you have bills, you have responsibilities, it's kind of hard to just stop and
It
just,
is. I stopped. I worked for FedEx. I just stopped. And I thought of a way that I could transition that money. I wasn't getting any in between checks.
oh, so you should be saving money anyway while you're on your job for the rainy day anyway.
If that's your
So
goal,
you might have to
yeah.
have at least, what, 3-4 months of savings.
Well, I can't say that
you
I
could-
didn't have any money
Okay,
because FedEx did give me a little lump sum,
okay.
because I herniated my disc and I couldn't walk.
So don't go shopping with that money.
Don't go shopping. Don't go,
Right.
have a, so that's what I did.
You had
and
a
then I
plan.
had a house.
Yeah.
So I thought about assets that I could utilize to liquidate in order to start. But I didn't start off with a building. I started off with my house.
Yeah.
And I put commercial carpet in there, computers. You would thought halogen lights. You thought you were walking to a daycare center.
Yeah.
Just for 6 kids. But be serious about it.
Mhm.
Don't have, knickknacks and stuff for the babies to be touching.
Right.
You got to make it an institution for
Yeah.
them to learn,
Yeah.
So I just took it seriously.
So what would you say to an entrepreneur who has maybe failed at their practice and they're looking to, I'm just going back into the workplace? What would you say to that person?
If you have exhausted, if you have actually been in your stillness, first of all, you have to sit still. And you have to visualize where it is you see yourself.
Mm-hmm.
If you see yourself as an independent person, as an entrepreneur, if you see yourself doing that, then you have to visualize how you can make that pivot.
Mm.
What resources you can use, who you can reach out to, what will it take for you to make that change? And you might have to step back. You might have to go back and live with your mom.
Yeah.
You might have to get rid of all your bills. Because I know if I keep on that path, I know I can do it.
Yeah.
I just need to find a way to do it.
Yeah.
And if you can't get that thought out of your mind, if it's easy to dismiss and be like, yeah, no, that's all right. And next thing you know, you at the movies doing something else and it's not a second thought. But those who are serious about that, you can't get it off your mind.
Yes, true. You're passionate about it.
You're passionate. And so now I'm 24 years as an entrepreneur. I've always pivoted from a different business because I've never entertained the thought of going back to working for somebody else.
So you ain't working at this point. You ain't working for nobody.
Cheers.
And your life, I mean, you're always traveling. You're always out. It's just a great thing.
Yeah, but it came. It
took came with
time.
A struggle.
It took 20 years to get here.
Yeah.
It literally took 20 years to get here.
Yeah.
It did not happen overnight, and it was a lot of loss. It was a lot of broke days.
Yeah.
But if you can't take those days, it's not for the weak.
Yeah.
It is not. You got
Wow.
to be willing to lose it all.
Yeah.
You got to be willing to put it all on black. I'm just going to put it all on.
Yeah.
If you're not willing to do that,
Yeah.
then just ease your way in. Keep one foot in the job
Right.
and dabble
There you
and
go.
see how you do.
There you
There's
go.
different ways to do it.
Right.
But once you don't have a job,
Yeah. That's true.
you either got to go on an interview or you got to try something new.
That's true. Well, thank you for coming by. We definitely enjoyed having you.
Well,
Yeah,
thanks
this
for
is
having
great.
me. I had a ball. Thank you.
But thank you guys for joining us. Yeah. So there you have it. I'm gonna give y'all my personal philosophy, and that is dream, plan, act. So don't just go. Let me clarify what I said earlier. Just don't go out and just you got this vision and you're gonna go quit your job and some magic is gonna happen. No, it don't work like that. So first dream about what you're trying to do. See yourself being able to do it. And if you're doing it only for money, you'll probably fail. Something that you love, something that you would do even if you didn't get paid for it, right? And you can see yourself doing this, and I think I can acquire this. And then after you dream about it, then plan. Find out why other people failed. Find out what your competition is. Find out all the information you need to do to be successful and to be loyal to your customers and customer service and all that kind of stuff. Have a plan for it, and then after you've developed all of your planning, then you act. Go for it. All right. So that's all I have for you tonight. Definitely chime in. I don't see many people chiming in, so maybe this is not a good topic. I don't know. And plus, I don't have Denisha here with me to help me get through this because she usually do all the technical stuff. But anyway, I thank you guys for coming. Remember to join us on YouTube, A Piece of Us. Starting next week, we'll be uploading videos or we'll be going live, one or the other. But we will no longer be posting them to Facebook. So please like and subscribe. And again, thank you. Helping us to get to 500 subscribers, and we still have a long way to go. All right. So thank you guys. On that note, I'm going to sign off. Peace out.